Hey everybody, Thacia here with Legacy of Light in conjunction with One Love Wellness Center here in Menasha, Wisconsin, coming to you for one of my 365 days from my heart to yours. And I was wondering yesterday, like, what things, could I go through and share? And I just happened upon the fifth agreement in some of my stuff. So this is Don Miguel Ruiz wrote this with his son. So they went off of the fourth agreement and added the fifth agreement. So the four agreements is in here, so then we will just do those and then the fifth agreement. So the first of the four agreements is to use your word impeccably. And for, reasons, this should be the first one, because we are creators of our reality and we create with our words. We create with our thoughts. And so it says, if you're telling yourself a story, but is it the truth? If you're using the word to create a story with self-judgment and self-rejection, then you're using the word against yourself. And you're not being impeccable. When you're impeccable, you are not going to tell yourself, I'm old, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm not good enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm never going to make it in life. You're not going to use your knowledge against yourself, which means your voice of knowledge is not going to use the word to judge you or to find you guilty and punish you. Your mind is so powerful that it perceives the story that you create. If you create self-judgment, you create inner conflicts, and that's nothing but a nightmare. So your happiness is up to you, and it depends on how you use the word. If you get angry and you use the word to send emotional poison to someone else, it appears that you're using the word against that person, but really, you're just using it against yourself. The action is going to create a like reaction, and that person is going to go against you. If you insult someone, the person may even harm you in response. If you use the word to create a conflict in which your body may be injured, of course, it's against you. So be impeccable with your word really means to never use the power of your word against yourself. And I know I've talked before, like, everything begins with us, within us. We learn to love others by how we love ourselves. We learn to use our words with others by how are we using these words for ourselves. Everything begins when you're going through this journey. You'll know that, and you'll realize that it all starts here. And so what he's saying is that when you're angry with somebody else and you're creating, mean thoughts or saying mean thoughts or, saying words, even if you have these thoughts, you're creating that against yourself. It's so important to realize that. And to, be impeccable with your words and your thoughts so that you're not creating these patterns of self-hatred. So remember, you are the creator of your own life story. If you use your word impeccably, just imagine the story that you're going to create for yourself. You are going to use the word in the direction of truth and love for everyone and yourself. You're going to use the word to express the truth in every thought, in every action, in every word you use to describe yourself, to describe your own life story. And what will be the result? An extraordinary, beautiful life. In other words, you're going to be happy. As you can see, impeccability of the word goes much deeper than it seems. The word is pure magic. And when you adopt the first agreement, magic just happens in your life. Your intentions and desires come easily because there is no resistance. There is no fear, there is only love. You are at peace, and you create a life of freedom and fulfillment in every way. Just this one agreement is enough to completely transform your life into your personal heaven. Always be aware of how you are using the word and be impeccable with your word. And, you know, I occasionally reread these, the 4 agreements and the 5th agreement. And I had them written up on my mirror until recently. I had to make room for some other stuff. But it's just a reminder to always be aware of our thoughts and our words, because our thoughts become our words and our words become our actions, and that becomes our dream, or it becomes our heaven or our hell, whatever we're putting out, because each thought is like a prayer that we're sending out to the universe. Oh, please send me this. So you get to decide. Am I going to send out prayers of love and joy and happiness, or am I going to send out prayers of hatred and despise and anger? Because that's what I'm going to get, because I'm just saying these things to myself. So our words are so very important. And man, just some of the things, I think back to as a child, that little sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me is such a lie. Because those words do hurt. And your anger towards someone else hurts you. I mean, because really, you can cause them to become angry with you or whatever, but in the end is you that is suffering. We carry these sufferings. We make these patterns of suffering for ourselves. And so when we start to look at everything from the observer point of view in our lives, we can observe and see things. We start to notice these patterns, and when we become aware of these patterns, we can then make the choice to change the pattern. It's all up to us. And so you can make the choice to be impeccable and think about the words that you're speaking. Think about the thoughts. Be the observer of your thoughts. And it doesn't mean to get, down on yourself. If you have these thoughts, you can just notice them and say, I wonder, where is that coming from? And what part of me is wanting to be brought forth and let go? And then, integrate it into me, because I no longer have that attachment to the emotions. What is going on within me that is bringing this forth? And instead of putting it on everyone else, we've all done that. But when you become aware that you're doing this, you can then change it and choose to not place blame or judgment on yourself or anyone else around you. And to even not judge yourself, just be the observer, like I said. And when these thoughts come in, observe them. Why is this, coming into my existence, and what can I do to let go of the attachments to this? What is in this for me to better myself? Because everything in our existence, we've given permission to be there, and it's there for our positive growth. So instead of the woe is me or the anger or whatever response that you've created, just ask yourself. And ask your team for assistance. Be like, maybe you go into a meditation and you can't figure it out and it's still frustrating to you. Maybe you just, ask for help. Say, look, I don't know what I'm missing here. I don't know why this is frustrating me so much, but can you help me? Can you show me? Can you put things in my path that will help me? And because we have free will, we have to do things like that. We have to ask in order for, our team to come and help us and put stuff in our path. They're just waiting for us to ask because we have free will. They can't just come and do the things that they see that could possibly help you. So just ask. Be like, look, I don't know why this situation is frustrating me so, but this person, every time I see them, I get this, this anger or frustration, or I have not so nice thoughts. And I don't want to manifest that. So what can I do to be impeccable with my word? How can I continue on this path of awareness and allow my divine expression to flow as it is, and just be at peace with my life and how it's going. And once you have these intentions and your willingness, it will come. The answers will come. It's like we always have the answers right here, and we just need to ask. And so, like Don Miguel says, this one, the first agreement, is so important. It can literally transform everything for you because you are the creator, and your thoughts and your words are creating your reality. So what do you want it to be? You choose. You get to choose. So I'm excited for all of you. And if you're your first time hearing about this book, the Fifth Agreement, check it out. You can read the 4 agreements first, or you can just jump right to this one. They're both equally as fantastic. I do like that he wrote it with his son, and there's a little bit more. Obviously, there's the Fifth Agreement, but there's a little more material-wise in the Fifth Agreement. So. And just know that you are eternally adored and loved for just being you, which is a super, super awesome knowing that. So keep up the good work. And I love you all. And I'll see you tomorrow.